What's up, everyone? It's your boy Norman Red 89 here, bringing you another video. Today, it's an exciting day because we're going to be talking about one of my favorite films of all time, and I just picked this up on physical media. This is the 4K Ultra HD Heat release, and in terms of Robert De Niro and Al Pacino performances, this is up there top notch for both of them. They really do deliver in this film in terms of cast, the writing and directing by Michael Mann, the cinematography, the score, music, everything. Like, just this film for me is, in terms of cop and burglar drama, and stuff like that, cop and thief drama, this is my favorite film of all times in that style pretty much. And I really do love this film for real. There's so much good scenes, everything, and I can't wait to dive into this. We're going to talk about the release, some of the contents, the stuff that's on here as well, and everything, and then also my love and my feelings on the film. And like I said, this is one of my favorite films. It's in my top 50 favorite films of all time, so you're going to hear a lot of good things about this movie. Let's get into this. Roll it. Okay, my best way to dive into this and describe Heat right here is just, like I said, in terms of cop drama and burglars and thieves and everything, this is my favorite one because Michael Mann was able to show you the wide variety of characters, their thoughts, their, process on how they tackle things, how they view their lives and stuff from both perspectives, and also how their jobs and what they do affect the people around them. So that's what I really do love about this film, is because it has stakes, it's consequential, and it's a film that shows you, like I said, it's down and gritty, grounded, and I love that aspect of it. Michael Mann really did create a very grounded, realistic project that I enjoyed from beginning to end, ever since even the first time that I watched this film. And Robert De Niro and Al Pacino are some of my favorite actors, and they're the big dogs carrying this movie, and they do such a fabulous job in their roles. But we also have Val Kilmer in here, Danny Trejo, Ashley Judd, all kinds of actors and actresses, and I think that's what's amazing about this film, is it's a star-studded cast. It might be, if I was to say one negative, this for me is in my top 50 films of all time. This is a 5-star, 10 out of 10 film for me. But if I was to say there is a negative, it's that there is a lot of cast members. There's very many, and I wouldn't say all of them do get their due justice, but I adore every moment of this film. But yeah, I think what Michael Mann was really trying to do is just show you how down deep and dirty what these people do, how it affects the people around them, and how they go about their business and being, a cop or being a criminal, and tackling what they do in their daily lives. And in terms of this release, I'm really happy with this one. It has the 4K UHD, the Blu-ray, and also the digital code on it. But the 4K, it does look a little different, when they're it's 4 times sharper in the way it looks. This film and Heat, it's a lot of blues and a lot of grays and a lot of blacks. It's kind of like a very city look, you know what I mean? The typical Chicago or New York, LA, city look. And then the landscapes and stuff like that, a lot of dusk settings. So the grays and the blues and the blacks are really deep and sharp in this film, and it looks a little bit different than a previous film, like the Blu-ray. So I'm going to let you all know that right now. There is a clear difference between them and stuff like that. I don't mind it. Like I said, I still had a great time with it. I was very interested in checking it out. I think it's pretty interesting. From 4K to Blu-ray, there's actually a pretty big little difference in terms of, like I said, the grays and the blacks in this film. Now we have to talk about, like I said, the story and the characters and the writing. Michael Mann, the genius himself. That's probably my other favorite thing about this film, is the writing and the character development, and watching these characters progress through the story. And Robert De Niro's character is one of my favorites, just to see him, as you see him talk about being a thief and how he doesn't want to get attached to things, or doesn't have anything in his life that he's not willing to walk out on in 30 seconds flat, if he spots the heat around the corner. And it's that is just a lonely way to live. But you see when Al Pacino and them confront each other in that diner sequence, they're so open about it. And it's one of my favorite scenes, where you see an antagonist and a protagonist actually talking together, and it's pretty awesome because they totally understand each other and are accepting of each other and know the other one's not going to change. And they tell each other, if it comes down to it, I'm taking you down, man. So this is one of those movies that it crescendos, like as the music's going, it's like an opera or like a play, or like this awesome performance. And as it's progressing, when you get to that third act, it crescendos and it has a moment. And Robert De Niro, being the loyal man to his crew and has a code of honor that he goes back to do certain things, and that ends up becoming, like, spoiler alert, like that ends up leading to his demise and stuff like that. But I like it because it makes his character very honorable, and we appreciate what he went back for and stuff like that. But we know Robert De Niro is still the antagonist. We know he's still being portrayed as the villain in this film. Al Pacino is kind of the flawed hero. That's the way he's portrayed in this movie. He's the hero, he's the protagonist, but he's very flawed, and the work he does very much affects everybody around him. Like, his life, his real life, is probably the most chaotic, which I found that kind of wild. And now let's talk about some of the stuff that is current, like the contents of this release. We have the Heat in high definition, of course, director's audio commentary. Then we have Q&A with Michael Mann. We have a new 3-part making of documentary, deleted scenes from the film, Pacino and De Niro, the conversation, of course, the conversation I'm talking about, and the return to the scene of the crime, and also a Q&A with Christopher Nolan about, like, probably talking about this film and how it influenced him when he did The Dark Knight and stuff. So yeah, this is a very amazing film. It's got also the 4K restoration, like I said, the wider color spectrum and the high dynamic range HDR, and director's audio commentary as well on the 4K. So let's take a look at this, the sleeve right there. I just slide it off, still the same look, and then we have, of course, the digital code. We will show that off. If anybody does want the digital code, because I really don't use them, if anybody does want the digital code, hit me up on my Twitter, on my social media, and I'll totally, we'll plan something out. But yeah, we have the Blu-ray and the 4K, and yeah, this is like a special film to add to my collection because, like I said, easily in my top 50 films of all time. I think one of the greatest performances De Niro and Pacino have had, and to have it both in the same film is amazing. Like I said, it's totally a spectacle. If you haven't seen this film, I urge you, highly recommend. What are you doing at this video watching me talk about this film? Stop this right now, get the hell out of here. But before you do, leave a like on the channel and this video, and then go watch this film, because this is a film that's totally worth the watch. And I just love this film so much. Thank you for sticking around with me all for this video of chatting about the new 4K Ultra HD 4 Heat, and one of my favorite films. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing on the channel. Have a safe and happy day, everyone. Peace out.